I'm Jonathan, and you're listening to Nat One Heroes, a story-driven tabletop role-playing group. I act as the dungeon master, essentially meaning that I have majority control over a shared fiction that I tell with my players. Mikey, who plays the asshole druid Zermos. Aisela, who plays the fighter with no boundaries, Ruin. And Jen, who plays the kindest necromancer you will ever meet, apparently, Revenant. So our little merry band goes across this world telling stories as these people, and we just make a story happen for you unscripted. And the last unscripted thing to happen in last episode was that the three were enlisted by Father Mayswell, the father of a temple, to save his god from bandits who had cornered her in a castle, the ruins of a castle. However, going up to this castle, our players have met an old enemy who is heavily armed and has 50 armed goblins trained on them from the advantage point of the crumbled walls of the corner of the castle, and is ready to open negotiations. So, you know what happened to me after I came back home shirtless? Do you know what happened to me, horned man?
Well, you know that I don't know, so I assume you're going to tell me.
The chiefess gave me a new name and made me her husband.
Oh, well, congratulations on the new nuptials.
I am now Goblin of the glistening oil on chiseled pecs. To give a goblin a half name is an insult in any other culture, but I know your ways are not our ways, and you may call me Pex if you must have a nickname for me. Do you know why I am here, horned man?
Probably to procure more oil for your delicious-looking pecs. Am I wrong?
Ha! You are wrong. I did that this morning. No. Do you know that the humans are not the only ones to worship she who swims the mountain?
I am not quite familiar with this place in its entirety, so this is news to me.
Our chiefess is a prophetess for she who swims the mountain, and has sent us here to kill the men who would harm her.
Well, that's very convenient. Oh, go ahead.
The corridors are narrow down there, and we have no advantages. Any goblin I would send down would be killed by these men. You, however, you do not have our disadvantages in quarters like that. Are you here to save she who swims the mountain?
You know, it's funny you should mention that because although Flavio Surpexelat, I can't remember your exact name, I am actually here to do the exact same thing that you and your clan are here to do. Now, are we going to have to fight up here and down there, or can we just let that rest for now?
No longer hold your weapons. Stop holding of weapons. And all the goblins let their weapons drop to the side. And he hops down off the crumbled wall, and he walks towards you, and he holds his hand out.
Perception check on the hand. I don't trust this guy.
Roll perception.
Can we see what's happening?
You know what? Roll insight.
Yeah, I don't. He might have a little scorpion in there or something.
We can see and hear this. I'm gonna. When it first starts, I'm readying my crossbow, but I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay. I rolled a 12.
He seems like an upstanding citizen looking to do his duty.
Well, Pex. Let us shake hands this day, but we can cross swords another.
Why would we do that?
Oh, so
No.
you bear
I'm
no
down for the
animosity.
shaking of. No,
You
we
bear
were
no
trying to kill a
animosity.
werewolf, and you interrupted us.
Well, there wasn't a werewolf at the time. And you could have said, hey, by the way, this man is also a werewolf. Perhaps I would have helped you slay the beast.
We would have, but then, the woman beside you just tore into us.
Well, she's very violent. She is very violent, and that is her nature. And I would say she could help herself, but look at me. Hey, look at me. We both know she can't. We both know it. She can't do it. So.
Damn right. And for the record, you two just hear this as sort of a
we're speaking goblin.
Like it sounds like they're cracking walnuts with their teeth to speak. And yeah.
So, do you think they're going to kill him now or later?
He doesn't look. It doesn't look.
Is he begging for his life?
Like, I've been around enough fights that it just seems like. No, I don't think so.
While you two are discussing this, you see that the goblin and Zermos are shaking hands.
So, does it mean we should go over there, or should we just let him sort this out?
Can I?
Maybe he'll fuck off with the goblins.
I want to say something to. I want to say something to Pex.
Yeah.
So, Pex, I have begun to get quite the reputation, and I think we can help each other in a way that both helps us and punishes the tall red one. Are you in?
I'm listening.
They don't speak goblin. They have no idea what we've been saying.
I speak a little bit of common.
If you could just have all of your men turn their weapons on my friends as a joke, have them not actually fire. But I would really like... They've been a bit rough on me today, and I have an idea of a way to pay them back.
You guys hear that? You guys hear that? And everyone just chitters yes. Okay, bring them over. Bring them over.
All right, I'm going to go down, just kind of push me over, and I'll fall down, and then point all the weapons at them, okay? Whenever you're ready, just go for it, and I'll play it up.
It's a bad idea.
No. It should look like you betrayed them. Like, we'll make it hilarious.
Oh yeah. We'll lock shoulder. We're arm in arm.
Yeah. So like let's get back to back, and you just wave them over.
And then in common, I'll just say, my friends, I require your assistance in the negotiations. Apparently, I've been too abrasive. If you could unseat this, I would appreciate it.
So what are we seeing exactly? Just remember, Ruin did ready her crossbow. This may not go fun.
The goblin and Zermos have met together in this field in front of Ansel's Folly, and they have talked for a while, and they have shaken hands, and they are both looking over at you expectantly now.
And then Zermos makes that announcement. Okay, I'll walk over with my crossbow and my trident out.
She's got the weapons out. Why does she still have the weapons out?
Oh, Ruin, you can put away your crossbow. We don't need that now.
I'm good. Thanks, Zermos.
No, you're not helping the negotiations with an armed weapon. Notice how they have all lowered their weapons. I have talked an armistice into existence too. If you could just lower that, Ruin.
I'll lower it, but I won't put it.
Right. There's like 50 of them. Even if you head that out, what are we gonna do? Right?
It is as a show of good faith. Can you holster the crossbow just for a moment?
No.
I'm very convincing. Can I roll against her?
No, you can't roll. I will, however, let Ruin roll insight.
Oh, good luck.
15.
Plus anything?
No.
He's pranking you.
Huh.
Like this isn't even any malice or anything. He is pranking you right now. Like you notice like an upturned smile, like when you prank each other at the circus. This is
Gotcha.
the exact situation.
I'll yes, Ermus. I am so sorry. I should help you in your quest. And I'll put the crossbow on my belt and I'll hold the trident loosely, but still at the ready. Maybe not for someone who's not a fighter. And act more relaxed than I actually am.
Excellent. You guys might recognize this fellow. This is Pex.
Fabio.
The gentleman we met.
And he kind of pokes you on the shoulder. Could you tell them my full name?
Oh, his name is
Goblin of the glistening oil on chiseled pecs.
Goblin of the glistening oil on chiseled pecs.
Pecs for short is fine though, but so long as they know that that's my full name.
Yeah, he has this entirely long thing that is his name, but he would prefer if we just colloquially called him Pex.
So long as they know that it's, I just want them to know.
Yeah, they know. Look at you. They know.
Yes.
And then I give him a little dink dink into the arm, just to let him know. And
all the goblins raise their bows and arrows and their siege weapon and point them at you two.
How close?
Fucking hell.
Zermos, how close were they before you let that happen?
Well, I don't know. It kind of depends on when she holstered her weapon. So whenever that was. So maybe 10, 15 feet?
Yeah, I mean, would say whenever we were, I'd have to be able to see your face. So 10 feet seems reasonable.
Yeah, I'll go 10. 10's fine.
Zermos, you mind telling your friends to put away their crossbows, mate?
And I'm just stone silent. I'm just trying to keep a poker face, and I'm just watching everybody's reaction.
I'm gonna use my trident to launch myself and my feet at Zermos's chest and scream, "Traitor!"
The goblin's like, no. Joke. It says in common, joke. No, it's joke.
I'm attacking Zermos, not them. That's because
no, he knows you're not attacking him. He's telling you it's a joke. Joke.
Traitor!
Are you actually attacking him?
Well, I'm just throwing my feet at him, but I'm actually not going to try to hit him. I'm going to acrobatically scare him.
Just kind of kick at me.
Goal. Yep.
I want
to see that look on your face when you think I'm about to attack you.
Roll performance.
Okay.
Mine or his?
Both of you roll performance.
That was my worst one of the night.
Yeah.
I got a 4.
19 plus whatever my bonus is. 4. That's a 23.
I got a 2 plus 2.
You kind of trip on your trident. And the
You're
goblins
like
are putting their
Paul
weapons away, and they're going, "No, no!" And they're repeating after the other one, "Joke, joke, just joke, just joke."
I fall down in a flop and I just start laughing. It's a good one, Zermos.
And I am on all fours, bellowing the most ridiculous laughter, just cracking. Like, that was very funny to him.
And
Nothing
Revenant,
could
you
be
are
funny.
just confusing as you are confused. You are confused as hell as to what has happened here.
So
And-
should I be cowering for my life, or should I not be? I'm,
One
I'm
of the
fine
goblins comes
either
over.
way.
One of the goblins comes over and hands you a bit of roasted meat from the fire that they just
Cheers,
got
mate.
going. And
I'll hand
they
him.
start handing out roasted meat and water bags to all of you.
Yeah,
Do I
thank
have
you.
anything that I can give out as a present?
I mean, it's your inventory. But I don't think it's
Revenant.
necessary in this situation.
Revenant, worry not. I will cut up this meat pie, this extra meat pie, about for all of us. We can all have a little slice of real food before we eat whatever this goblin has given to us.
Zermos, will you teach me how to say a greeting to the goblins, just to say like "hail and well met" or whatever? I know what's about to happen.
Thank you, interwebs. So if you want to say hello to the goblins, it is Ma'al. Ma'al. M-A-A-L.
Ma'al.
Your GM is now
I'll
going
say
to ask, what does
Ma'al
that
second.
actually mean?
Hello.
Your DM is asking what that actually means now.
Hello.
He says so.
Oh, hello,
Means
Ma.
hello.
Okay,
Ma'al. Ma'al. Ma'al.
I figured you were doing that thing where some language speakers will teach someone a swear word as a joke.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were gonna do. I thought you were gonna
Yep.
tell me to call him like a butt.
Actually, yeah, I tell her butts, and she thinks that means hello. She's what's up? Butts, butts, everyone, butts.
And 3 generations later, butts now means hello in that goblin village. But no, they share what is clearly high quality roasted boar with you that's just being reheated over the fire,
Nice.
as well as a whole bunch of radishes and mushrooms.
And while we're all sitting and eating, Zermos will kind of like with I guess like a little tin plate or whatever he's eating out of. He'll just kind of
They have wooden plates actually.
Ooh, nice. So he'll give a dish to Rue and say, "Still stiff, am I?"
Huh? No,
I
that was
have a-
great, Zermos. That was so
Yo,
funny. I had no
Yeah.
idea you had that kind of humor in you. We were gonna have so
I
much
can-
fun on this trip.
I can be quite hilarious if people take my humor for what it is.
And
I think
Pex
we
is
should
sitting
check
down.
on Revenant.
Pex is sitting down and eating with you at the fire, and he's going, "So, we have personal vendetta with this. One of the 5 people is actually a goblin from our village who helps them find this place."
Do you
Did we
want him
meet him
brought back to
before?
you?
He is now named Goblin of the Traitorous Heart. Zarmos, are you translating back and forth for their benefit, or?
Yeah, I can do that for sure.
Okay. He had a name previously, but we did the name changing ceremony when we heard, and That is now his name, and it will be his shame forever. And the advantage of goblin magic is that names are known. To goblins, at least. He knows his name has been changed.
Well, seeing that we are now comrades, can I have a name? And do I get to pick the name?
Goblins get goblin name.
Fair enough, fair enough. It doesn't hurt to ask certain things.
You were given name. I'm sure. You have name.
I'll give you a name, Zermos.
And what, pray tell, wild red one is that?
Booming voice, funny man, antler head.
Yeah,
Well, that is-
I can't tell what you said, but it wasn't funny, was it?
Well,
as good as a name that is, really, I'm just gonna keep calling him a forest person.
That's a better name.
So, we will stay up here, and if the 5 escape your wrath, when they come up, we will fill their backs with arrows.
Does he want us to bring him the goblin? Or take care of him ourselves?
Are you asking Zermos to translate that?
Yes.
The wild red one wants to know, do you want us to return the traitor, or just dispense of him as soon as we find him?
Strangle him with his own entrails.
Is that a there
Make
or a
him-
here?
There, wherever, it does not matter to us. Make him eat his shame and choke on it.
Well, that's very descriptive and very specific. We will do our best to accommodate.
Thank you. You will always have a friend and goblin of the glistening oil on chiseled pecs. Like, he kind of puts his like that, and you see like his pecs are just gleaming in the sunlight.
There's a there's a planeswalker I know. Can you do the Terry Crews thing?
The what?
The thing when the one goes up and then the other stays and then the other goes up and it alternates and almost like a bouncing of the pecs. Can you do that thing?
Oh, and he does. He makes his pecs bounce for you.
Well, quite a talent that I'm trying to work on my deltoids. So deltoids of the glistening oil. I was hoping
listen
you would
to me.
name it, but
Listen to me. Weighted squats. Just weighted squats. Do you have livestock? Do you have livestock?
I do indeed. I have a donkey.
Full-size donkey or young donkey?
It's not the oldest, but also not the youngest.
Get newborn livestock and do squats with livestock on back. And as livestock gets bigger, pecs get bigger.
You know, I do have a small boar as a pet. Perhaps I will start with him, and then as he matures, I will get the pecs that you get. But I really just want to
Yes.
focus on the deltoids, because I'm a spear wielder, you see. And I would just love to have just dancing delts like you have your dancing pecs.
And he looks around and he sees that nobody's paying attention to him. And he goes to his pack and he pulls out just these little scraps of yellowed paper that are just like poorly stapled together. And he comes to you and he hands it. And it says, Mr. Bashaw's illustrated guide to weightlifting.
That is just stolen out of some book. I love
Found
it.
this intent years ago. was good to me. It will be good to you, friend.
Well, this is truly a treasured find, and I will return it when we return back to the summit. I'll copy it
No,
down
you
for myself.
keep as long as you need.
Oh, well, clearly
I know every exercise by heart.
You clearly have no need for it at this point. I mean, look at you.
He nods. He lets his pecs bounce up in time with the nod. All right. And they show you the hole that leads down. They've pulled off the wooden boards that were a safety covering for it. Those are just tossed to the side. There's a stake in the ground with rope tied off to it going down.
Does the rope look safe? Can I test it and investigate
The rope looks safe and fresh.
Okay.
But the peg could be driven down a little deeper.
I'll do that.
Okay. What are you doing it with?
Well, I don't know if I want to use my warhammer for that. I think I have.
It's not a warhammer. You have the mallet.
It looks like a beetle. All right, I guess I'll use that.
Give me an attack roll.
Oh boy. All right.
Let's see what your practice has come up with.
Let's see. Oh, cool. So 8 plus 5, 13. 13.
Okay. The mallet sends the peg through the ground, and the rope falls away.
Well,
Excellent work. Excellent. What a...
Somebody want to give me a reflex on that?
A reflex?
I'll do it.
I'll try and grab it.
What's reflex?
Is that a dexterity?
Everyone can give me a reflex. Give me a dex save, essentially.
Can I provide him assist for that?
No, you can just all roll dex save. There's no helping with this.
That's a natural 1 with a +2. That's a 3.
Natural 1! I copycatted you. It's my first natural
You
1.
two slam heads against each other as you try to...
I got a 14.
I've got it.
Jen, you catch the rope. Revenant catches the rope. And you two have slammed heads against each other.
What?
And the goblins are all laughing at you.
What are you two doing? This isn't time to play around.
I was merely trying to fetch the rope that someone decided to, I don't know, drive the stake holding the rope into another dimension. I'm not sure why she would hit it with quite ferocity. Just tap it in a little bit, not destroy the mountain.
To be entirely honest with you, Ruin, that was a bit uncalled for. Like a light touch would have done the trick.
No, I agree. I thought I understood how this thing was going to work, and I definitely overpowered it. I was trying to make it safe, and I ended up causing a problem. Sorry.
Pex hands you a stake and kind of looks at you expectantly. Specifically, you, Ruin.
Yes. Can I hold my? Can I hit it without so much?
Yeah, you can do that.
How?
We'll just say that you do it.
Okay. I'm gonna try to do this a little bit better this time.
Just, roll me an attack again.
Well, okay. Well, let's see how this goes. Okay. I had a 23.
Oh God.
And you're just doing it like one-handed, just tapping it, just tapping it.
Yes.
It instantly sets down to where you need it to. Like it doesn't even. The ground just seems to give way to where it should be, which is odd because you noticed that it was stone.
Huh. Awesome. And Revenant, do you want to put the?
And that stake is not going anywhere.
All right. And I'll tie the rope to the peg.
Okay. And you guys are going down?
Yes.
Who wants to go?
Well, since you seem to be an expert in ropes, perhaps you should go first.
Okay. Does anybody have the ability to be sneaky? I think the person who's best at sneaking should go first. I'm not, as you might have noticed, particularly subtle.
Mm-hmm.
I have a +2 to stealth.
I'm just gonna jump up, and all you hear is all of the scales on my scale mail clattering, and then when I land back down, it's just a big.
All right, I'll go first. No problem. Got it. So I'll start climbing down the rope.
Okay. It's a very secure hold. There's no need to roll anything. It's only like 20 feet down. Takes you a while to get there.
Well, I am trying to be quiet. So, you know.
You end up. Okay, I see we have a display now. You see where number 1 is displayed?
Yes.
You are in that room. And there's old cages that have just mostly rotted away. There's bits of animal skeletons still left in them. It looks like some of them have just been taken off by various rats and things like that. And near as you can tell, this used to be a kennel. And there's a door to the north and a door to the south. So for this, it's a lot more efficient if a party decides who's a party leader in dungeons. Mm-hmm. And traditionally, one of the easiest ways to do this is give people each a leadership position in different situations. For example, if you're in a very magical area, it makes sense for a magic user to be in charge. But if you're in a very physical location, it makes sense for the fighter to be leading what's going on. And this feels like a very physical area.
I'm happy to do that for this, unless one of you guys has more of a desire.
By all means, go ahead.
We're right behind you.
All right. Ruin, there is a door to the north and to the south. Seems to be nothing in the room of note beyond what's already been mentioned. Where are you going?
Are they actual doors or doorways? Like, are they closed in some fashion? Or
they are doorways for right now.
Can let's cautiously look through each opening just to see if we can see, like, if one of you guys wants to look through the south one, I can go look through the north one and just see if we can see anything.
What's the lighting situation?
Dark? Yeah.
It is very dark down here once you get away from the hole that's letting light in.
Ruin, change your plans. Perhaps I should go in the lead, seeing as I can see straight through this murky darkness.
How about this?
You do have human eyes.
Zumos and Ruin, you stick together and check the south. I'm going to scout ahead up north. I can see far better than you can, probably. So I'll check and see what's ahead, and then we'll meet back in this room and decide where to go. Savvy?
Well, I have a torch that I could light.
Yeah, but that torch could
probably be a good idea.
So
others could see the torch as well.
Well, yes.
We'll have to risk it.
So I'm gonna light my torch.
All right, you do that, and it provides you light.
And then, but I don't think we should split up, Revenant. More just kind of look and see if we can see which way looks more promising to start. I think we should stay together.
So,
didn't you say this place was a maze?
Yeah, well, according to the books.
Okay, Revenant, I can field this question for you. It's not a proper maze. It's just that it's had so much caved in that you can't tell where anything originally was, and it's incredibly difficult.
Yeah, I think we should stay together because us getting separated here, we'll never find each other once one of us is lost.
All right. So, which of these two doors are we
Like burning.
gonna go down first?
Well, I just wanted to look through the doorway and see what we could see. To see if there was anything like tracks or disturbed dust or anything like that that would give us some indication of what pathway has been recently followed.
Like
All right, so you're going to want to roll perception. And you're all are you all rolling perception?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping that we would all look.
11.
12.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Revenant?
It's hard for me to see. 5.
All right, who had the highest?
I had a 12.
Zermos?
So I think that was the highest.
Ruin.
Okay. Ruin, just barely under the torchlight, you can see boot prints, hobnailed boots going to the north.
Okay. Then if we're to find the people that went through this already, we should go to the north.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds fair.
All right. Okay, you go to the north. There is a long hallway, a long corridor that ends in rubble, and there is a doorway to the left that is partially blocked by rubble, but you can still go through it. It'd just be very difficult to squeeze through.
Can we do anything to like clear a path to make it easier to get through so we're not just like totally compromised trying to get through there?
You could hire a digging team.
Oh, okay.
Go back to town, hire a digging team. And
I'm going back to town. I'll be back in a few days. You guys hang out right meow, and I will be back in about a week with a team.
What's
but
one
you
option?
Can still go through the
I want to hear some other options from the group, though.
We could squeeze through.
I'd like that better.
Okay, Revenant, you don't actually have to squeeze through.
Just walking right through.
Like everyone else is like turning sideways and twisting themselves.
Yeah, I could twirl a cane if I wanted to.
Nice.
That would be very irritating if you showed that off.
Okay, there's a twisting hallway to your right and a hallway that abruptly ends to your left.
Does it? And do we? Can I see the boot prints anymore, or anything that shows
the
signs
boot?
of passage?
Roll my perception again.
I got a 13 this time.
7, and it worse.
Yep. These you recognize as the same boot prints, and you recognize that they're fairly fresh.
Okay. And are they going? They're going towards the open hallway, not towards the rubble side.
Towards the open hallway.
Okay. So there's still a point out the boot prints to them and say like it does look like they were passed here and might be. I'm gonna keep my voice low, so just be wary, be on guard.
Yeah, it seems that our quarry may not be too far in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right.
So I would say we follow the boot prints unless you guys have a different thought.
Okay.
Yeah, let's hunt them down.
You're following the boot prints. You get to the twisting hallway. There's another doorway. It's propped fully open. There's a hallway there that goes straight to another doorway, and there's a hallway to the left that goes to some rooms that are incredibly blocked off. Like they're so blocked off that like Revenant couldn't even get to these rooms. Zermos, you have a thought that it's a good thing that Truffle isn't here because he would probably run through like the little opening to get to these rooms.
Yeah, that that small pig of mine would love a doorway such as this, because skittering about into small places where I can't fetch him, probably, I would say, top 10 favorite things of his. Top 10. Easy.
Yes. So I'll just come out as DM and say that. Zarmos, if you wanted to use your wild shape, you could get in there.
Oh, I could.
And this would mean you would be accessing an area of a castle that had loot in it that, hasn't been accessed by people.
All right, let me pull up my little chart here. I got a chart. All right. Upon his own cognition, thinking to himself of what he had just learned in the cross circle, Zermos remembers that he can wild shape. And what he's going to wild shape into is a rat.
You've seen rats. You can wild shape into a rat.
So he's going to... And he just kind of shrinks down into himself. And his tail just turns from his normal tiefling tail into a bit of a wormy looking thing, and his body becomes covered in fur, and there is a normal rat standing there.
So the form he starts out in and the form he ends up in aren't that bad, but all the forms in between are terrible to look at. And you go through?
Yeah, I'm gonna scuttle through there and see what I can find.
Okay, you find 3 different bedrooms. They look to be like the staff quarters from back in the day. There's the decayed remains of a mattress, and there's an unlocked chest in front of one of them.
All right, he's gonna kind of scoot himself over and try to open the chest with his little rat teeth.
Yeah, you pinch on the end and lift up, and it's fine. And it's mostly rotted clothing, but there are 2 glass vials with red liquid in them, like bright lead, kind of glowing liquid.
He's gonna scoop those up and put them in his little rodent pouch in his mouth and take those with.
I'm going to go with this as a fairly big rat, and you can do that. Okay.
Or I mean, if necessary, I can just take one, put it between my little rat jaws, and then run it out to the hole, and then go back and make 2 trips and grab. I want both of them.
That's what you do. You 2 see the rat Zermos scurry back out and drop a bottle on the floor and then scurry back in.
Certainly. What would I roll?
Revenant, you want to
Arcana or Intelligence?
Try to identify that? Give me an Intelligence.
Is that a nat 1? That's a nat 1.
Plain and theme.
You don't know what this is. Might be blood. Might be glowy blood. You feel like that's a stupid thing to think, though, so you're kind of too embarrassed to say it. All right, and Zermos, you come back with the second one. And if you'd like to try to identify it, you may roll a d20.
Rolling a d20, my favorite thing to do. All right, and then what's my modifier? What skill is this?
It's just intelligence. Just intelligence. That's what I'm just doing for this.
10.
It's a healing potion. They're healing potions. That wasn't hard to figure out because you just saw one this morning.
Yeah. So now we got 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And what remains is a door to the south.
Okay.
Is that one closed off too?
It's a closed door.
Right. I want to approach it and listen through it before we
Okay,
go
you don't
in.
hear
I
anything.
try to be very
You don't hear
stealthy.
anything through.
Okay.
You don't hear anything.
That's
But
not good.
roll me perception.
Like 10.
10 total?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing well with roll
Okay.
20
Does
dice.
everyone
I'm
else
gonna
want to
use
roll
an
me
actual
perception?
dice.
Yes, please.
Okay. And you can pick up the dice to look at them. That's not going to be a big deal to me if you do that.
Yeah, I got a 12.
Like, I trust you not to twist it in your hand to make it look like you got something else.
I got 10.
Okay. And as she goes to put her hand on the door, you see that it's coated in a green liquid, like a thin, pale green liquid.
The door
Fresh.
is?
The door
don't
is.
touch it.
Okay, I won't touch it.
Look, the stuff on it.
Oh, wow, I didn't see that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what it
Yeah,
is?
it might be some kind of poison.
Zermo?
I have keen smell as a rat. I have keen smell. Can I sniff out what it is?
That is a deadly contact poison. Like, I'll just let you have that. Like, Zarmos, you know poison when you smell it.
Is it like dripping
I'm
off?
chittering.
Is it like dripping off the handle?
Yep.
I'm gonna get one of my vials out and collect a small amount carefully as possible.
Okay, you may add a vial of contact poison to your inventory. So the question is, how are you guys getting through the door when it's coated with a contact poison?
Yeah. That's somebody else has to have neutralized poison. That's how we're gonna do it, right? Don't you guys have that, Druid?
Well,
Druid?
you know it's a contact poison.
We can't touch it.
I mean, so Revenant wears gloves.
Yep.
Would
what
it
kind of
seep
gloves are
through the leather, black leather?
Any lining?
No. Well, I mean, there's like a seam on the inside, but like
leather's pretty breathable. You'd probably get it through this.
Okay.
Maybe like a bit of cloth? You find yourself thinking after the glove idea?
Yeah, but I just washed this shirt.
Do I still have the sleeves that I cut off of my shirt?
Should you have brought them with?
I believe Mr. Cathaw put those in the rag bin.
That's right.
Oh yeah, he did. I remember that. I'm gonna take out my water skin. I'm gonna be like, hey, try washing off the poison, ruin. I can't really reach. But maybe if we just run some water over it, Bob's your uncle, we get in.
Yeah, I can try that.
Okay, you do that, and it does wash the poison off the handle.
Cool. I'm going to be very thorough.
Be very thorough, yes.
I do not want any of that on me. And, okay.
All right. Are you opening the door now?
Are you guys ready for me to open the door? Do you want to go in as a rat, Zermos?
I skitter up Ruin's leg, and I'm hanging out on her shoulder so I can see better. I'm still a rat.
All right. I'm like, cool. All right. We're ready.
Okay, your passive perception is 13.
Yeah.
His is, yes.
From your vantage point on Ruin's shoulder, you can kind of see down into a bit of Revenant's hood. And you think there's something skeletal, like kind of wrapped around the back of his neck.
Because I can't talk, right? When I'm in rat form.
And you hear in response back, squeak.
I don't chitter anymore.
I'd like to imagine it actually sounds exactly like that too. It just sounds like someone saying the word squeak, and that's why it's so
does.
unsettling.
Squeak bracketed, just in brackets, squeak.
Yeah. All right. You opening the door?
Yes.
Okay.
Does it
you
go
open the
in or
door,
pull out?
and it goes in.
Okay.
And this looks to be the old kitchen. There's a little hearth and an oven, and that's mostly what remains. The rest of it's kind of decayed and hard to tell. Looks like this used to be a kitchen and dining area. And there's a hallway to the south that turns left.
Before we go too far into the room, I want to look if they put poison on the door. I don't know that they would put more traps. That's a little scary, but I just want to look and see.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
If
also
roll
going to be
perception.
looking for traps.
Because that poison was fresh.
Yeah, just
Like
it
that.
seemed like they didn't want to be followed, which was smart. They were doing bad things. So do we see anything? Do we need to roll investigation or?
Roll perception.
Okay. I'm giving you a hint. Investigation's better. 15.
15?
4.
Okay.
Her hair's in my way.
Fair.
Perception 5.
Okay. Ruin, you don't see any traps in this room.
Okay.
All right. I'm on your shoulder, so I'm with you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did we need to grab his
All right.
things or his bottles or anything? I didn't realize he didn't unrat himself, so.
They shifted with him, I think.
Okay.
Is that the
So I'll
case?
pick up
Like
healers.
everything on you kind of shifts with you?
Yeah. I'll pick up the
All right.
potions he pulled out so they're not left in the hallway. Give them to him later.
All right. You make it through that hallway, and this looks to be a pump room just for pumping water.
Oh,
Little
for
well
describing.
in there. It probably doesn't work anymore. It looks very rusted.
Okay.
And there's a continuation of the hallway.
Right.
Going
Thank-
to what looks to be a relaxation area, you would think, except for all the skeletons on the ground. Just skeletons covered in leather scraps that remain of their armor that they wore in life, and rusted swords in their hands.
Can we tell what race they were?
Human.
Oh, okay, so these
They
were the
all look
people that
human to you.
were these were the people that were supposed to be here.
Were there any
These-
money pouches or anything under the leather?
Would you like to go and ransack the corpses from 200 years ago?
Why not? I
They
guess
don't need
no.
it.
We're on a mission.
Okay. And there's a symbol on the ground that looks freshly painted.
Oh. Well, I'm not going to step on that. What does anyone know what that symbol is?
Are you going to try to read it?
I'm not going to try to cross it or touch it. But if
Okay.
I'm looking at it, I will try to read it. Yes.
And as you start to try to read it, it glows.
That's great.
Oh man.
And there's
Can
a little bit of a rumble.
Oh,
And
shit.
reality starts to shift around the symbol. And the walls slide into a pit of unreality
No,
and begin
no.
to slide towards you.
Can we run through that door?
And the door's no longer there.
No, no.
And the skeletons rise,
Damn it.
weapons in hand.
Hey, this is a fine mess.
started.
Good day and well met. Thank you for watching Nat 1 Heroes. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, smash that notifications bell, and remember. Well, I don't know what you should remember, but remember.
Remember something.